Welcome back, cadets. We have another character guide, this time for Rokzan. For Mutation Edition, Rokzan has upped the power of her elemental mechanic. It's no longer as easy to attain her cold or hot states, but when you cash them in, you get a bigger reward. Let's start with her normals. Neutral jab is a headbutt. Almost every one of Rokzan's normals has slightly superior in terms of recovery frame data compared to almost everyone else in the game except for the skinny form of Lois. So you'll notice these are all a bit tighter. Forward and jab for Rokzan is a hopping, forward-moving normal that can be used to start a combo. Down and jab, Rokzan's fastest normal. This move is lower range and does not low profile Rokzan. However, it's very, very fast recovery. Down forward and jab with Rokzan is a low profiling, decent range combo starting low. Down back and jab with Rokzan is a super cool high karate kick. This move not only functions as a good sharp angled anti-air that works well against cross-ups, but it also launches. Back and jab for Rokzan is her overhead. This one has good invincibility to lows and moves a surprisingly long distance. Neutral jab in the air is Rokzan's tail swipe. This is a cross-up and also hits in front. Just an easy aerial to hit with. Forward and jab in the air for Rokzan. She moves forward slightly before coming straight down. You can use this move in a sort of slimy way high above the opponent because of the angle that it comes down. It can make for a very ambiguous move to block. Back and jab in the air is Rokzan's air fireball. On to her weapon attacks. Neutral weapon. This is a extremely fast weapon attack. It has medium range, but as weapon attacks go, this is a great way to poke at an enemy with relative safety. Forward and weapon. Rokzan moves forward and strikes high. This can, of course, be beaten by low profiling moves, but it has pretty decent range for such a fast move. Down forward weapon is, again, very fast acting. This one does not get Rokzan low enough for a low profile like some other down forward weapon attacks, but it acts very quickly and swipes at the opponent's ankles, allowing you to potentially get those quick little extra super points. Down and weapon. This is Rokzan's sweep. It hits twice, doing slightly more damage than comparable sweeps. Down back weapon is a somewhat unique anti-air in that it hits twice. You can also use this move as an overhead. Back and weapon with Rokzan is an armored hopping normal. It knocks down on hit, and because it hops, it can't be thrown like so many other armored moves. I would suggest trying to parry these. Neutral weapon in the air. Forward and weapon in the air is Rokzan's dive kick. Back and weapon in the air. moves Rokzan upwards. Not only does this move allow Rokzan to change her jump arc, it can hit a jumping opponent twice. Now for Rokzan's special moves. Fireball and Jab. This might look like a standard fireball. However, it does destroy small projectiles with the initial muzzle burst around Rokzan's mouth. The hold version of this special move will shoot the fireball at an angle upwards. Now, Rokzan's temperature mechanic allows her to charge up either her forward fireball motion special moves, which are all hot themed, flame themed special moves, or her cold themed special moves. In order to attain a cold charge, you'll need to hit an opponent with one of the hot themed moves, and vice versa. Right now, Rokzan has a cold charge, so I'll switch it to a hot charge and show you what a powered up version of her fireball looks like. These fireballs are considered large and will go through little fireballs, and they also do chip damage, which is a feature of all of Rokzan's powered fire special moves. Now, on to Rokzan's reverse fireball and jab. This is a new move for her, where she ice skates along the floor and kicks multiple times. The last hit of the tap version of this move will knock down an opponent and side switch. And the entire move can end combos. The hold version of the move ends with a hop. This can go over lows and knocks the opponent the opposite direction. So use the appropriate one depending on where you want the opponent to be in relation to the corner. Now for the powered version of the move. As you can see, all ice-themed special moves encase your opponent in a ice crystal. The ice crystal then breaks and launches the opponent up, allowing you to get a potential follow-up attack. Fireball and weapon with Rokzan is her flame axe. This destroys small projectiles and also can finish combos. The hold version does a second upwards attack. This can side switch with your opponent. The powered version of the flame axe will get you a wall bounce. Reverse fireball and weapon is Rokzan's invincible reversal. The tap version of this move has Rokzan strike forward out of the ice crystal, allowing you to hit an opponent at further range horizontally than most other invincible reversals. The hold version of this move launches the opponent into the air. And your charge on her invincible reversal, you can trap your opponent in an ice crystal. Fireball and parry gives Rokzan a hopping overhead. The hold version of this move travels further and automatically side switches when you cross the opponent up with it. The powered version of this tongue does more damage and, of course, does damage on block. Reverse fireball and jab is Rokzan's snowflake. This gives you a very slow-moving projectile that gives you some amount of screen control. The hold version goes further. And the powered version covers most of the screen. Now for Rokzan's supers. Rokzan is one of the few characters who already had 2 supers, so these may look familiar to you. The jab version creates a wave of ice crystals. Excellent for setting up a larger combo since it hits for such a long time. Double fireball and weapon creates a column of flame that can launch the opponent. Rokzan's install allows her to create mines on the ground that do unblockable damage. They slide forward for a time, and then, if triggered, burn the opponent. These can even be dropped in the air, in which case they'll slide forward slightly before becoming active. Rokzan is admittedly more complex than the average character in Heavenly Parasite, but it can be very satisfying to properly use both of her cold and hot powered up special moves. I hope you give her a try at Frosty this year.